I'm a big believer that the little things matter. And when we're talking about prospecting for a listing, going on a listing presentation, getting the listing signed, getting it on the market and sold, there are so many little pieces to that puzzle that really matter. It is impossible to dive into them all at once. I want to focus on just prospecting right now and even break that down even further into just a live prospecting call. I believe there are 3 key components from my experience to have a successful prospecting call that actually sets a listing appointment, which is the ultimate goal. When you're on that prospecting call, you have one objective. It's to set a listing appointment. Now, before I dive in, if you think the video is helpful, please click subscribe. That is how I know if the video actually helps. And listen, don't be shy. I get calls, texts, emails all the time from people watching these videos. If you have a question, I'm happy to help. All right, so let's dive right in. The first thing that I wrote down here is you have to find the problem. When you're on that prospecting call, especially early on, the person on the other side wasn't expecting the call. People tend to have a reflex no, things they say to get salespeople off the phone, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the other line. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm at work. Oh, I changed my mind about selling. Oh, we don't want to work with any realtors. They say something reflexive in hopes that it will just get you off the phone. And guess what? 99% of the time it does. That's why they do it. How do I know this? Because on many of my listing appointments, they say, Robert, I want you to know you're here because all the other realtors just hung up when I told them I didn't want to sell. And you kept asking questions, right? So don't necessarily believe the story in the beginning. It's everybody's reflex. Keep asking questions to try to find the real problem. If they tell you the real problem, you've completed step 1, you have a chance. If they lay it on the line what their real problem is, and they will if you show them you're listening and you ask good questions. The second key component, I wrote down offer a solution. Now that you know the problem, you have to have the solution, right? Part of this comes from experience. Also, a lot of it comes from preparation. Buyers and sellers have the same problems. A lot of these problems are not new. So if you study them or have a mentor or coach helping you, or you've just had experience yourself, you're going to have a lot of the answers to these problems. You have to be able to communicate the answer in a clear way. Don't go on and on here. You will lose them. Again, you're a random person calling them in most of these cases. You have to be able to communicate a strong, efficient solution quickly while you have their attention, right? Sometimes it helps to use another experience where you've helped a client in a similar situation. But again, it can't be a lengthy story. You will lose them, all right? Now, the key thing to remember at this stage is it's not about you. It's about them. When you're offering the solution has to be about them. It cannot be you thinking, oh, I need this listing appointment. What can I say to get this listing appointment? They will feel that on the other side. It has to be a genuine, unattached solution advice, right? It will land better that way. If you're attached, they will feel it. You'll push them away at this point in the prospecting call. Good solution, be unattached here, right? Now, if you've made it this far, you could tell they're receptive, you're still engaged, the conversation is growing, the rapport is growing. The third step is critical, and it's one a lot of people forget or lose on. This is where a lot of people lose. You have to ask for the close. It has taken you a lot of time to build up to this point in the call. And if you don't ask them for an appointment, you may never get to this point again. There are so many prospects who will say, I really like what you had to say. It's just a little too soon. Give me a call back in a month. Give me a call back in 2 weeks. Give me a call back tonight when I get home from work. It doesn't matter when they're saying give you a call back. This is the prospect trying to get you off the phone. They may really like what you're saying. In most cases they do because they've gone this far, but they're still not ready to commit. If you let them off the phone here, you will probably never talk to them again. If you do talk to them again, the timing that's allowed you to get to this point will be very hard to replicate. Because it's not always just about talking to them, it's catching them in the right headspace and time and emotionality. We all have bad days, we all have busy schedules, and there are days we simply wouldn't respond to someone or have time to communicate with someone who called us on the phone. There are other days where we're having a great day and we have a real problem and we really like the person on the other end and we're going to talk to them. But that's not a given. Don't think that's a given. I've learned this the hard way. I've lost so many potential listing appointments and so many potential at the listing, so many potential listings in person because I had this great rapport. Everything was good. We were on the same page, but I didn't close. I didn't want to offend them. I didn't want to push them away. And I was never able to get to that point again with them. So the close is critical. And don't say, well, hey, if you ever want to sit down and talk, I'm here. Don't say that. That's not a close. Okay, great. Yeah, I'll call you back, Robert. You will never hear from them again. A close has to be clear. It really feels like we're on the same page here. Are you open to sitting down for 10 or 15 minutes so I can show you how I can help? Okay, great. I have a Monday at 2 or a Tuesday at 3. What would work better for you? Right? Give them specific times. Ask for the close. Don't say I'm always here if you need me. That's not a close. That's letting the conversation go, right? So these are 3 critical elements. These are things we can sit down and work on. And I share this because these are things that I look at in my own business and things that because I certainly make mistakes all the time, things that I need to be reminded of. So these are things I keep in mind on prospecting calls. If you try it, let me know how it works. Let me know if following these steps, having these 3 keys in mind actually help. Good luck.